Let's welcome our guest. Well, she's so cute, that baby sent her hate mail made of feces. I'm here tonight with NextGeneration.tv correspondent Michelle Fields. And she's so sharp, she sneezes fishing hooks. That sounds painful. It's Amy Holmes. She's now an anchor at theblaze.com. And in the continental United States, he can tell you which drunk tanks have Wi-Fi. Also, that's a horrible jacket. It's my repulsive sidekick, Bill Schultz. And you know him as the guy who leaves really long voicemails on your phone, which usually trail off and kind of depress you. And then he repeats the whole thing an hour later to make sure you got the previous message. Sitting right next to me, writer and comedian Paul Mercurio.
What's that? I am a comedian.
You can join his dwindling fan base by checking out his podcast on iTunes. It's called The Paul Mercurio Show because they didn't know what else to call it.
I look good in there, don't I?
A block. The lead. That's the first story. Eep up orc That means I love you, Greg.
Would you just let me do the show? Did he demean a Marine? Well, it's official. Bob Filner is a pilot. A nurse has accused the San Diego mayor of sexually harassing her as she tried to assist a Marine severely injured in Iraq. Michelle Tyler says she met with him on behalf of a veteran named Catherine Ragazzino, who needed help dealing with the Department of Veteran Affairs. The nurse explained that Filner was looking for a gross quid pro quo.
It was extremely disturbing to me that he made it very clear that his expectation was that his help for Catherine depended on my willingness to go to dinner with him, spend personal time with him, and be seen in public with him.
It's just a dinner. Meanwhile, Filner also targeted more vulnerable women. CNN reports he attended events for a veterans group that supports victims of military sexual assault. And some members say they had unwanted encounters with him. Truly a sick man. I need something to take my mind off this ugliness. That almost worked, but it's too disgusting. Paul, yes. I think we can finally say that we found someone more repugnant than you.
No,
I'm serious. This guy, I make fun of you every night, and I'm thinking like, no, maybe you're not so bad. How can this guy come back as mayor?
Well, let me just say, as I rub your back, that you are a lovely woman, and I don't know. I mean, first of all, it's not just him, it's the city. You know, the city set up a complaint line, because it's nice to see that when the mayor of San Diego gets creepy and puts his hands on women, the sheriff jumps into action and puts a hotline in place.
Exactly, a hotline.
Well, exactly. I mean, what he was doing was not just sexual harassment, it was sexual assault.
Yeah.
I mean, he was touching women in their privates, and I mean, to be cruising for committing sexual assault on military rape victims?
Yeah.
Does it get any lower than that?
Well, you're sitting next to Paul Mercurio. But no, it's still.
I can show you it does.
Sexually assaulting rape victims.
No,
I mean,
he I don't know if you call it. I mean, what he was doing was disgusting and offensive. I don't know if he was assaulting them, but maybe he was.
Well, apparently, he was touching their breasts, their buttocks,
that's
and all
assault.
over their body. Yes,
yeah, I would call that assault.
He put a woman in a headlock.
Yeah, that's right.
Greg, I think that's assault.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I was wondering if he was actually doing it at the event, though. Because I thought he was hitting on these women at events, but then he was pawing them at other times. It really doesn't matter. I'm slicing the bread way too thin here. But Michelle, this is day 3 of his rehab stint. Now, the stint's supposed to last 2 weeks. Do you think he can turn it all around?
Maybe if the person who's leading his rehabilitation is like Hannibal Lecter, then I will take this seriously. But give me a break. 2 weeks and you're just going to come out as a new person? No.
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 Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You've been a part of these like 2-week therapies,
How did it go for you?
Guys, HR does watch the show sometimes.
If they did, they would
Well, then I'm going to put him on
therapy.
Paul.
It's ridiculous. It's 2 weeks. The first week he's going to get therapy, and the second week they're going to keep telling him to stop calling the therapist the chick with the nice rack.
Yeah, that's true. You know how much by the 3rd day he will be hitting on every woman in there, or every woman working there. By the way, Bill, I want to. When he ran for Congress, he had some support from a very famous Democrat. Let's roll that, shall we?
Hello, this is President Bill Clinton. I'm asking you to join me in supporting Bob Filner for mayor. Bob has the experience to move San Diego forward, to create good-paying 21st century jobs, support quality public education, and put neighborhoods first, not special interests.
Now, Bill, because President Clinton is no longer in power, shouldn't we instead impeach Obama?
Can you do that?
Yes, you can. It's called impeachment by proxy.
What does isn't proxy an ointment for hemorrhoids? I don't think that one has anything to do with the other.
It doesn't work, though.
Clinton is a lot of things. A soothsayer is not one of them. Yes, I'm sure he regrets it, but I don't think it's going to hurt him adversely. I will say this: when these allegations first started coming out, I thought of 2 words and 2 words only: Gloria Allred.
Yeah.
And then more came out, and I said to myself, Gloria Allred. And finally, this last one, I said Gloria Allred. And much like Beetlejuice, you say it 3 times, and poof, she appears.
That is so true.
To make this not about the predator or the victim, but about 4th time, Gloria Allred. And there she
let's
was.
remember, Bill Clinton, he also officiated Anthony Weiner's wedding.
That's true.
Yes.
He's like
He's all over this stuff.
He's like Zelig of sexual weirdos.
Predators.
He just shows up different places. He's like, he's like Forrest Gump.
Why are you
He's
touching
like
me?
your giant lips.
Is there a harassment line that I can use? The other thing is the guy's 70. There's so many things with this.
He's 70 years old.
He's 70 years old. You know, first of all, you don't touch it. This is 2013. This is such 1950s harassment. Doesn't he know what you do is you take a crotch shot and then you tweet it out, and then you touch yourself later. You don't touch other people.
He's such an oldie timey.
Right, go to a retirement home and just be that lecherous old man where the nurses put laxatives in the gel. Stop thinking about the next thing you're going to say and listen to me.
No, because I want to move on because you're boring me. Bottom line is this guy cannot come back as mayor.
No.
He cannot.
No.
But why would he even want to at 70?
Because
move on?
Because he's consumed by power. These people do not know how to let go. This is why Weiner's fighting and Spitzer's fighting, why A-Rod is fighting. They just can't give up because they don't know what to do afterwards.
Look in the mirror.
Why? Do I have something on my face?
You're that guy.
No, I'm a decent person.
But like they know that there's the odd chance that people will, they don't forget because we like telling fun jokes, but they will forgive. Look at Sanford. He's back.
But Sanford didn't assault anyone. And also, he also confessed to being in love with a woman.
Exactly.
But anyway.
And now they're engaged to be married.
Exactly. They're actually staying at my place this weekend.
Are they?
Oh,
Are they
really?
nice
I'm
people?
kidding.
All right, let's go. From that guy to this guy. Will the old and gray make Anthony pay? Well, it's a setback for Weiner, and just when things were looking up. On Tuesday, the serial sexter sarcastically called a GOP opponent grandpa at an AARP event, no less. Weiner later said he used grandpa because George McDonald, who had confronted him, always talks about his granddaughter on the campaign trail. BS. AARP called the comments regarding age unfortunate. The incident likely erased any goodwill Weiner earned the previous night when he handed out cookies at a senior center. Cookies he touched with his genitals.
What?
I'm sorry, I reread that. Touched with his heart, I meant. So will voters take a leap of faith with Weiner? We asked this cat.
Overseas, you can prove past centuries of history along the legendary.
You could say he's toast. No, he's fine. He's in cat heaven.
Oh.
No, he's doing well.
Hopefully it didn't fall in
underground.
water.
No, that cat molested a lot of his staffers. I think he's in cat health.
No, I think the cat's okay. The cat's okay. Michelle, after the grandpa comment, has Weiner now lost females and the feeble?
He's lost everyone, but I
Yes.
guess it's better than him sexting pictures to
Yes.
the old guy. But
That could be next.
yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he has no one right now. No one's on his side, and he just basically killed off all
Whom
these.
Avedon is on
Yes.
his side. Yes,
That's
his
the only
wife.
person.
Yeah, but that's for reasons we cannot fathom, Amy. Does this show that he's not only a pervert, but also kind of a mean-spirited pervert?
And an idiot. I mean, he's asking us to ignore his personal private sexting behavior because he's a political genius.
Right.
And he makes these remarks at an AARP meeting.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, so what really does qualify him
You
to be
can't
mayor?
ask for privacy when you're running for office. I'm sorry.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
that
But
shows your character, your judgment. We're electing someone based on that.
But
character.
Amy's right. The
He's
judgment.
supposed to be this genius campaigner, and he calls this guy grandpa
at
at
an
AARP.
AARP. It's like
Come on.
calling somebody wheels at a handicap convention. It's just not what you do.
That was just so unnecessary, Paul, but expected
know.
from you since you are as charmless as Weiner. Does it bother you that Weiner is still more successful than you and your giant lips?
My lips.
You seem to be obsessed with his mouth.
Well, you haven't been watching the show, have you? His lips have a starring role.
My lips have their own Twitter account.
They do.
It's true, actually.
They do.
Well, I don't think calling somebody grandpa who really is grandpa is all that insulting. It's like calling Annie lonely or you not well prepared.
Are you actually buying his explanation?
Yeah, I just wanted to get an insult in on Greg.
His explanation was fake because he actually it was part of an ongoing feud, right?
His explanation was a complete lie. He should have just said he reminded of his grandpa because he was a really close talker and he reeked of political failure. That's what he should have said.
Harsh. I think.
Well, I think McDonald is actually seriously hammering this too much. Like, we get it that Weiner did stuff, like, and then he talked to his granddaughter about it multiple times, which I'm sure is great for her at 10 years old.
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, he's coming out with an R-rated children's book called All the Scary Gross Things You're Not Supposed to Say to Your Child Ever. So it's sort of like, I feel like McDonald's going overboard too with this.
Yeah, almost that answer. Reflects that. Bill, is the circus around Weiner getting in the way of him communicating his bold vision for the future of New York?
I'm still waiting to hear what that vision is. And if he keeps doing what he's doing, if he keeps doing what he's doing, that vision's going to go blind. I have to say, I agree with Paul. Where is it written that grandpa is a derogatory term? He was at an AARP or ARP event, and all of those people were grandpas, and he didn't say anything bad after saying grandpa. I'm a grandpa. One of my grandkids recently turned 30 because my illegitimate daughters started getting preggers real early. But I love them all if I knew who they were.